area. Still early for this Stanford squad, having made the trip across the country.
Definitely couple hours behind there still, so it's early for them. Yeah, great crowd here, and excited to see some good wrestling here.
Grab the coffee, whatever your routine is there.
Definitely. Time
to roll as it is set for this first match. And we begin with really one of the highlight matches, particularly when you think of the way Provo performed in Vegas. We start with the 125 class.
Yeah, Provo number 4 in the country, and Cooper Flynn trying to get on a roll. So this should be an exciting match. And, talking with both of the coaches, I think the theme for Coach Ayers was he wanted to kind of see his guys out there in a relaxed state, representing themselves the best they can. And Coach Roby wanted to see more focus and less let-ups and more points scored. So kind of the mission for each team laid out there, and we'll see if they can execute today.
Worth mentioning, the trip across the country, no small thing on what is an early start, but it's nice to have a guy who's coming off the type of success Provo just had, leading the way if you're Stanford, and Cooper Flynn being asked to do the exact same thing for this Hokie squad.
Yeah, it's always important to have that 25-pounder or that first match of the duel go out there and set the tone and get things going.
Redshirt freshman out of the state of Tennessee, going toe-to-toe with the Connecticut native representing the crew off the Pacific Coast. What do you watch for early in this tone-setting match?
A lot of times these wrestlers, they go out and they kind of feel each other out and try to figure out some openings to get to the leg attacks and get some scoring going. So probably going to see a little bit of hand fighting, battling for position, and hopefully it starts to lead to some leg attacks and some scrambling and some scoring of points, which is exciting to watch.
First real glance toward it. One thing Virginia Tech's discussion this week surrounded is aggressiveness, wanting to see more of that and that finish the deal, close the deal type attitude and approach for the Hokies. Something worth watching as we go throughout the day.
Yeah, definitely. I think, both teams want to see the wrestlers scoring a lot of points and not letting up during the match. And, there's different things you need to focus on to be able to execute that game plan. And it sounded like Coach Ayers felt his guys needed to maybe not get so hyped up or get nervous and just relax and represent themselves like they do in practice. And that's often the case. It's real easy to kind of get in your own head and overthink things. There's an attack by Provo, fended off by Flynn, almost countered.
Yeah, you talk about the definition of filling one another out up to that point. The first real glance at anything we had seen came from Provo. Flynn handled it very nicely.
Yeah, just a quick outside shot, kind of just faked a tie up and tried to get on that double leg. It was fended off pretty quickly.
Inside a minute remaining in our opening period. Nothing just yet in the tone-setting match of the day.
Yeah, we got the new rule this year with the three-point takedown, and it seems like a lot of the coaches really like that. They're seeing more action, more major decisions, which is more exciting to watch for the fans as well.
Well, both coaches talking about how much they liked it, that the adjustment in an effort to make matches more aggressive, to make them perhaps more fluid, something that Coach Roby said he was a proponent of for a long, long time. Just felt like that the exchange 2-to-1 on an escape, if nothing else.
Yeah, Coach Roby pointed that out. It's a lot of work to get that 2 to
yes,
to only have a 1-point advantage after an escape, where the 3-to-1 might be a little bit more fair.
And now you're in a position where you get that exchange rate that you would expect for one of the hardest things to do in the sport. The takedown obviously awarded and rewarded much more. Well, we talked about coaches just a little bit ago. You're looking at the new guy at the helm. He's not new to the sport. A familiar face in wrestling, spent 17 years at Princeton, helped develop them into an Ivy League power, but making the trip out west, and says things are going according to plan thus far.
Yeah, Coach Ayers has been around a long time, has done a great job wherever he's at, and excited to see what he does with this team. He's got a lot of young guys in this lineup, a lot of freshmen and sophomores, so I'm sure he's excited about that. And he talked about how the seniors really embraced him and helped with the culture to kind of get things going when he showed up as well.
Watch us here as Provo was able to start from top this time.
Flynn up to his feet, trying to get the escape. Working for hand control. Yeah, Provo needs to take him back down the match. He got that stall call. Just got hit with stalling. He's going to need to do something here. Either let him go or get him back down the mat, or he's going to get hit again.
Tor trying to work his way out is Flynn.
Yeah,
And will do so.
Yeah, just got 2 stall calls there. That's pretty big. You know, he got the 1 point for Flynn, and he's still on bottom.
Talk about this Stanford group and a new coach. Number of the guys on this roster and for this program having 3 coaches across the course of their careers. And
yeah,
talked about how incredible the buy-in has been for this group. Now,
yeah,
the things that need to be dealt with are small things. He said in the major categories he found a program that was in the type of shape he had hoped.
Yeah, that's got to be a tough position for those seniors. And it sounded like when he came in, they embraced him and they got on board. So that's what needs to be done, you know, to build that culture. And Coach Ayers he's gonna go in there and do good things, and he's gonna want to set the right culture. So it's good they got on board right away. There goes Flynn up to his feet, out right away this time.
Boy, quickly, much better the second time around as you see the point total rise. A 2-0 start for Flynn.
Yeah, the 3-point takedowns really changed the game, you know, where Flynn gets a takedown here. He's up 5-0 now.
Well, and the one thing they talk about as a result of that, you know, the only downside coasting maybe at times at the end of some of these matches, the one thing you trade. But again, for the reward of true success in the sport and the exchange rate that you get there, very much worth it. Of course, you've got that. You've got the 2-4 judgment on the near fall scenario. So some adjustments being made to the sport. But I think you were clear about it, Darryl, and the coaches were as well, that the type of action, the aggressive approach that the sport demands really coming into its own as a result of those changes.
Definitely, and you get within that striking distance of a major decision or, you know, get those team bonus points. There's Provo in on a shot with nice counter by Flynn. Almost put him on his back there.
Provo just able to turn the shoulders. And what Virginia Tech is seeing from Flynn against a wrestler that introduced himself to the sport in many ways. You got to remember, Provo went into Vegas 30th and now is in the conversation in some circles around the country for being #1 overall based upon the run he made there in Vegas. So a tremendous start for Flynn as we get one more glance at the attempted takedown here.
Yeah, Provo went on a straight shot, and Flynn knocks him off of his base there, puts him on his back for a split second. Does a good job of squaring up and getting a stalemate out of that position. But yet, Provo's got a target on him now. You know, he did a great job in Vegas, and I'm sure the coaches want to see, you know, consistency out of him and keep wrestling at that level. And like you said, this is a great opportunity for Flynn to put his name on the map and get a good win.
Not only that, set the tone for his team. Provo no longer a secret after his job at the Cliff Keen Las Vegas Invitational. His team's just coming off of. It was an effective trip for the wrestlers sent by both these squads. Something we'll talk about as we work through the day.
Yeah, we got 2-1 here. The first takedown in this match could be huge. There's Provo in again, reshot. Flynn doing a good job of staying in a good position to defend that shot off easily. Goes for a drag. Starts to get an angle. Provo shakes it off. Picking up the action a little bit here. Both guys looking to get that first takedown.
Recorded as we close in on the final minute here between these two and the opening match of the day.
No writing time advantage at this point. Flynn tried to get an angle, now countering off a shot. Provo, great shot.
Coming right back to extend the advantage down the stretch in this third round.
Yeah, Provo going in on that double leg, and Flynn does a great job of stopping it and then counter offense, getting that go behind.
You think these fans weren't ready to get into things right out of the chute here?
Yeah, the fans got to be pumped up about this.
Castle making itself heard in support of Flynn. And this is the moment of the match thus far.
Yeah, Provo in on a shot, and then right there, Flynn does a good job of fighting it off with his hips, coming behind. And Provo's going to hit a little Granby roll or try to roll out of that position, but Flynn did a great job of kind of dropping back on the hips and stopping that roll.
Rules you discussed on display in this opening match as Flynn has lifted the energy in this building with his work against #4 in the country. And the final seconds will wind off. What a start behind Flynn for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, that's a big win for Flynn. You know, Provo coming off Vegas. That's what the coaches, I'm sure, wanted to see out of him. Good, stingy, tough match.
Cooper Flynn, the Tennessean, providing a lift for the fans here in Blacksburg, and he does so against one of the emerging wrestlers. You know, certainly the future there for Provo. But on this day, the tone is set by Flynn, and